everyone, welcome back to this channel. Subscribe because you will find my video very interesting. Give this video a thumbs up by tapping on the like button and feel free to be part of the conversation. I'm here to discuss about how Jessica Lord was about to be murdered by her own husband, who impregnated her named Lucas Richard. Lucas aborted Jessica's pregnancy unknowingly to her, and he tried to unalive Jessica at the waterside called Disville. Did you think Mr. Lucas did do this intentionally or it was by mistake? What's your thought on this about Lucas Richards and Jessica, or did you all agree that they should rot Richard in jail for trying to commit murder cause that was so violent? Please guys, drop your thoughts on the comment section of what you think on this video. But before then, let's get into the video.
I need everybody to stop because we have an emergency story about Jessica Lloyd and Lucas Richard. Now, Lucas is a church minister from Iowa, representing this church.
Hi, this is Lucas and Lois Richard. Lois and I are privileged to be serving the Lord in Liberia in West Africa.
And Jessica is a student in Liberia with this organization. When these two met, they decided to hook up and she got pregnant. But there's way more to the story, because not only did Lucas not tell her that he was already married, even though he was already bringing his wife to Liberia to help with the ministry work, as you can see right here, but he didn't tell Jessica's mom, and when she found out she was pregnant, she wanted them to get married, which they did. But then everything went south when his church reported that he was robbed, which wasn't true, when in fact, Jessica was the one that was hurt. Actually, she was almost killed by Lucas. Oh, and by the way, when he found out she was pregnant, he was injecting her with something that would cause a miscarriage, and he was successful.
He asked me to help her with $150 US. Which I do monthly.
Now, he talks about how he gives her $150 every month to help her out, which I need you to keep in mind because that story won't add up in a minute.
I carried her to Lobdell Supermarket. We bought one place, we bought all of those things. From there, we decided that I could drop her. I don't have to take her back to her parents, and that I could drop her there because at Bonneville Highway, she would get motorbike and she would get back.
But I'm gonna have to take it back because right before all this happened, he was already back in Iowa with his wife, and then he kept calling Jessica's mom and bugging her, being like, I gotta see Jessica, I gotta see Jessica, and then they finally agreed, and then he showed up and they took a little trip.
The first area where there was like coal tar that you could pull off on the main coal tar, I pull off, put my trafficators on. Because two things, she's getting a motorbike to go back home, and I needed to check my back right tire because I've been having a problem with that tire. And I could feel when I was driving that something was not correct. So while she was waiting for motorbike, standing on the coal tar, I'm down there literally trying to jack up my thing.
He's not mentioning is when Jessica got in the car, she was questioning why he had a knife, because why do you have a knife? And he was like, well, it's just in case I run into an animal or a snake or something like that.
She's standing on the side of the coal tar, and I'm standing there doing this with the jack thing, and next thing I know, a motorbike comes out of nowhere and hits her, and she goes into a ditch, because right after this coal tar is like a little extra coal tar on the side of the coal tar. Right after that is just a big ditch. Okay. The motorbike hit her, she fell backwards and rolled into that ditch. I think she even fell backwards and hit the edge of the coal tar because she had blood coming.
Yeah, that's not what the man on the motorcycle said, nor Jessica, but we'll let you finish your story first.
At that point, I leave what I'm doing and I go to check on her and help her out and ask her if she's okay. I bring her up onto the coal tar, and at this point, this motorbike driver that just hit her is yelling out to other motorbikes, KK, whatever that's driving by, and this big red truck was carrying, I don't know, a dump out truck, something like that, telling them that I hurt the girl, that I did something to the girl. I don't know how they were saying, but they were yelling it out, screaming it out, and so they're stopping, and all these motorbike guys are stopping, and they're vexed at me.
Now remember, he's not bringing up anything about the knife, and Jessica has an entire, I can't say it, but it's too graphic to even show.
I'm walking around the front to go get in the car. She was walking around the front with me. She goes around the front, and she's coming to get in the car. Then, something goes through the window, and comes and hits me right here on the head. And when it hit me, I did like this on the steering wheel. And one of the guys took a big stick and started pounding. He came in front of the Land Cruiser and he started pounding on the thing. And so at this point, she's telling me to go. She would be okay as me then one because they think they're probably going to get money from me.
Now you know about that $150 I told you to remember? Listen up.
I had $400 US in my pocket. No, 350 because I gave her 150. I had $350 US in my pocket right here and some small in my wallet right here.
You said you had $400 in your pocket, but then you said, no, wait, you had $350 because you gave her $150. If I do math correctly, that doesn't add up.
So, I hit the gas and I started going. I didn't hit nobody. I even hit, before I put it in gear, I did like this so that it backed up. And then I went. Before I put it in gear, I did like this so that it backed up. And then I went. And of course the motorbikes were following me. And the motorbike that hit her already had his motorbike out of the something. All I remember is that it was a red motorbike with a license plate on front. That's all I remember.
Okay, Okay, you said what you had to say. Now it's time to hear from Jessica.
Get out of the car. He took out the net. Big net. He said, I felt a snake, so in case one see snake.
Now, I and many other people were having a problem understanding her accent, but plus the throat damage was probably definitely a big factor. But I found somebody who broke down what she said. So basically what it says is, Lucas pulled over to take a piss. When he was out there, he claimed that he saw a snake. He told Jessica he saw a snake and he told her to come out with the knife. And he told her to get closer, 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 and she was scared, but she came anyway. Once she got to him, she took the knife from him, bashed her on the back of the head, and her throat. That's when the man on the bike showed up and handled Lucas, and then he called the rest of his crew to show up, and then Lucas ran away.
You met the woman, or you open the car, going turn again, they go out and slaughtering again.
This is what he had to say.
At the time, what you talking about? When you saw the man, you was for the girl trying to. The man want to get him. I said, the man want to get him. Slaughtering again. My one standing there. You gonna worry about me? Right? They can't whip out. Yet they get the car dropping the ground.
So he's saying he saw Lucas hit Jessica, and she fell to the ground.
I won't catch that man alive. I want that man alive to report him to the police.
For everybody that wants the church's information, here you go. And the church's website. And I want to make this one statement to all the churches who go to Africa to help the children. The way Lucas and the rest of you dehumanize these people so you can make some fucking money.
We thank the Lord also for a small group of believers that we're working with. These believers come mostly out of Islam. Most of them are illiterate, and so we're teaching them English as we teach through the Bible.
They don't need your language or your fucking Bible. Look who got arrested. Lucas Richard. For the ones who don't know, he was a Christian missionary who went to Liberia and attempted to kill this woman. And here's the official statement of the Republic of Liberia. But I want to make a couple points. Because if this was a black man in Africa who killed a white man in Africa, or a black man in Africa who killed a white woman in Africa, it would be all over the fucking news. But I had to go fucking viral just to get this woman's story heard. To where the church apologized because people protested, and even the United States of America Department of State got involved. Now what does that tell you? That white privilege is real, and that black women are the most disrespected human beings on the fucking earth. Because apparently, it's common for these Christian missionaries to go native, which means the heart of darkness, aka they go to these African countries, and they justify their actions because they say there's too many demons and devils over there, that they inherit their bad practices to where these missionaries do these fucked up things. To the point where they have articles written about missionaries doing this, like infidelity on the mission field, or missionaries protect your marriage, because they need to talk to their spouses, their wives, about the possibility of having an affair. And these missionaries go over to these countries and do horrible things to these women, and then get away with it, and nobody does shit. And shout out to this creator because she pointed out the heart of darkness to me. And all the Liberian creators who reported on Jessica's story. So stop sending all these white Christian missionary men who go to Africa to save the children and preach the Bible when they just go there to take advantage of the people, make money, cheat on their wives, and harm the fucking women. And shout out to this man for saving Jessica's life and the rest of his crew. Because if he didn't, Jessica would be dead, her story wouldn't be told, and this would just keep happening and happening and happening and happening with no accountability whatsoever. And to the church who defended Lucas when you found out the story, but you acted like nothing happened and he was the fucking victim, and then you apologized because people went out and protested your church this past Sunday, and you gave a bullshit apology where you said your original post where you defended Lucas was insensitive to the victim. Yeah, we're not gonna forget. So thank you to everybody who shared this story, reported on this story, and got Jessica's story heard, because she is going to get justice. And Lucas, your day is done. My name's Eric Stone.
As you know, Jessica agreed to marry Lucas Richards with the sole desire of fulfilling his wish to become a biological father of an unborn child. They had their traditional wedding month later when Jessica was pregnant. Richards aborted the pregnancy unknown to her before the incident happened. Lucas was trying with all means to make sure that he got Jessica unalive at the waterside. You know, she trusted him because she was so committed to their marriage by accepting to become Lucas' second wife. She accepted him because of the pregnancy, and due to the trust she had for Lucas, she felt she's safe with him. So Richard was so affectionate and supported her. He went ahead and bought Jessica some flowers as gift to her from Liberia and sent them to Jessica on the mission. So to me, I felt he did all this intentionally. He knew within himself that he wanted to get rid of Jessica, but the plan failed him. He was using a snake, telling Jessica to come with knife in the car just to get Jessica unalive. The question is, had it been the community dweller didn't come to Jessica rescue, what would have happened? You know, God knows the way he always do his own thing. Yeah, to me, I believe that God sent the community dweller to come to Jessica's rescue and at the set time, because I have begun to figure it out that Richard Lucas did all this just to get rid of Jessica. What was his plan? To me, he planned it, he organized it all. He never loved Jessica. If he do, he wouldn't have harm anyways. Richard should go for life imprisonment for trying to commit murder. That was violent. I think he should go for life imprisonment because he really deserves it. Okay guys, if you have watched up to this extent, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave your thoughts on the comment section of what you think on this video, and don't forget we do not support any forms of harassment or whatever. We are here for educational purposes, so please subscribe to this channel, like and